Hey there guys, welcome back to Musings with Maverick channel. I'm your host Maverick, and today we are going to be continuing our watch of The Shield Hero episode 17. So, we're more than 2/3 of the way through. Judging from the current pacing, I'm guessing maybe we can at most fight off 2 more waves? Probably, maybe? We'll see, right? We'll see. Last episode, we actually had some more development in terms of the backstory of this current world. We met with Fitolia? Yeah, I believe she's called Fitolia. Anyways, the queen of the Philolials, where she talked a little bit more about what's happening around the world. So as it turns out, the wave does not only happen in the country that Naofumi and company are in, it actually happens all over the place as well. And this Philolial queen is apparently going around and helping to fight off the waves since all of the heroes are currently residing within this one nation, which wasn't supposed to happen. They were supposed to be spread out to all different places, right? So probably that gives us a little bit of hint as to how this time is really different from the heroes of past, and it's a whole new situation, right? Also, she basically threatened Naofumi that you should work together with all the other heroes, otherwise I'm gonna have to kill you, right? And my assumption for this is that probably the summoning process works somewhere like it works by batches, if you will. So currently these 4 that are in this world right now, these 4 heroes, they are of the same batch. Now in order for them to summon a new batch, you would have to kill them all off so that you can summon new ones in. And the reason why she would want to do this is maybe because, I don't know, she keeps on insisting that the 4 heroes have to work together. I'm assuming probably there's going to be some, some final move or I don't know, some special ability or of some sort, where only by these 4 working together they're able to complete. Maybe some special, I don't know, maybe there's a special tempo or something like that. But anyways, it requires these 4 to work together. And so if these 4 are not willing to work together, well, Fitolia basically says, screw it, I'll just kill you all and get another batch. Hopefully better ones, right? At least that's my assumption for now. In other news, actually, now this is something I do want to share with you guys. There is actually a sort of mini retro-style RPG based on Shield Hero that has just came out maybe 5 days ago, perhaps. So I will link it down here and then also probably do something over there as well. So it is official, first of all. It's, I guess, sort of like a promotional game for the anime for the entire work. So in it, it uses retro-style RPGs, something like, I don't know, from the early 2000s, I guess you could say, or late 90s. And, well, if you've ever played JRPGs before, it should be very similar. So you play as Naofumi, and I believe you can play as Raphtalia as well. There's a web browser version, and you can also download it and play it on your PC. Now, unfortunately, it's entirely in Japanese, so if you can't read Japanese, well, tough luck. But if you can, or you might want to stumble your way through, I mean, RPGs are RPGs, right? You are welcome to check it out. I played maybe a few minutes of it. I didn't have the time to go through all of it, but it is very interesting, right? It's pretty fun, and I like how they went with this, went beyond what they needed to do to provide some sort of, I guess, in a sense, you could call it fan service, right? Because it is for the fans. It's completely free, by the way. The web browser version, you need to it needs to be played on Nico Nico, so you probably have to have an account or something to play it there. Although the fun thing is that people will can comment on the same screen, so you can watch people react. Although that's all in Japanese as well. But anyways, do check that out because that is pretty cool. Alright, so that's enough of that. Let's go into the episode. And let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Yep. And I do believe she can absolutely do it. Naofumi is already the strongest of the heroes right now. And even he couldn't beat that T-Rex beast dinosaur dragon dude. Whereas Fitolia basically one-shot it. Ooh. I guess she's like, alright. Alright. Kind of a extremist way of doing things, but I guess she doesn't want to mess around and waste time anymore. Anyways, let me skip this opening, and I'll see you guys in a second. Promise? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. So new heroes cannot be summoned unless the current heroes are killed. Yeah. Oh. Okay. So I'm guessing that this is twofold, right? One to act. I think I can see where this is going. Because she considers Philo a potential queen candidate, right? So I'm guessing that she also wants to use this opportunity to, I guess, maybe, you know, raise up the hidden powers within her or something? I like how it's two Philolios, but actually in my mind, I'm just thinking how these are two legends, legendary seiyus, who are both known for voicing loli characters, fighting with each other. That's funny. Ooh. So is that a special branch of magic? Yeah, this is like a level 100 versus a level 5. Yeah, I was like, I won't. I'm pretty sure that she has much more better senses than this. Uh, see, she's trying to. Is she gonna like awaken or something? Or is it just purely from a willpower standpoint? $10 that her former master was also a shield hero. Oh. Not bad. And so Fitolia is gonna be like, nice work. But you still have much to go, young applicants. Something like that. Aw, that's kind of cute. Yeah, that was freaking obvious. Wow. So is she gonna be like a princess now? Princess Philo? I mean, yeah, successor, right? What? What kind? Okay, so she has 3. Level 40. Okay. Oh. Force unlocked? But at least he knows. There's a Filial series? Alright. At least he knows what's next, right? It's like having a reference book or a cheat book. It's gotta be something ridiculous, isn't it? Like a ride? Yup. Alright, but what was the thing that she wanted to speak with in private? So now these two. Uh oh, so that's how they can talk in private. No? Alright. Never mind. Look at Philo being all boss-like on the throne. Alright, come on, come on, come on. Let's get to the story. Alright, they're all asleep. The kids are asleep. So can the grown-ups talk now? Yeah, he didn't. He just ran. Don't tell me it's gonna be Murayasu.
ちゃんと話せってことだろ。できる限り善処してみるさ。話は終わりか。
You know, she is being a little bit harsh on this. Since, you know, you might want to talk about this to the other heroes, right? Fight for the world or fight for the people?
人々のためを選ぶとどうなる？お前はどこまで知っているんだ？フィトリアも忘れていることが多い。だけど、覚えてる。世界を救うのと人々を救うのは別。過去の勇者は人々を救う道を選んでほしいと願っていた。よくわからんが、勇者としてはそっちを選ぶべきなんだ。
Yeah.
今のままじゃ無理。盾の勇者一人じゃ乗り越えるのは難しい。なあ、なんで俺なんだ？他の勇者を説得した方が早いかもしれないぞ。
Because she has a special affiliation with shield heroes.
盾の勇者を他の勇者たちよりは評価している。なぜだ？新たなクイーン、フィールを育てた盾の勇者が悪人のはずはない。俺は悪人だ。そういうことにしておく。盾の勇者はちゃんと他の勇者たちと話ができるだけの器があるとフィトリアは思っている。それにあまりにも姿勢が弱い。このままじゃフィトリアが手を下さなくても遠からずみんな死ぬ。そんなにもこの先の戦いは厳しいのか？だったらますますフンドの盾の力が必要になるな。どうしてもあの盾を使わないといけないなら。これは
Barbarian armor? Okay. Yeah, it had anti-corruption abilities.
できる限り使わないで。殺すとかなんとか言ってたくせに。なんだかんだで優しいな、フィトリアは。優しいな、フィトリアは。
Aww.
まあ、ここまでしてもらったからにはやるだけやってみるが、あまり期待はするなよ。重いんだが。お願い、盾の勇者。なあ、お前を育てた勇者ってまさか盾の？忘れた。リアルは忘れっぽい。
That's a lie.
そうか。でもこれは覚えてる。
But actually, so what actually happens to the heroes, right? I feel like that's kind of an important part. Alright, I do believe there's a little bit more. Let me check real quick and I'll see you guys in a second. And yeah, there is a little bit more, so let's watch this together. Hey, it's Ren and Itsuki. Alright, and what is mine going to do, since she knows that they are here? Really? Really? That's your big plan, mine? Alright. Alrighty, so this was another fairly straightforward episode, if I must say so myself. Basically confirmed a lot of the, I guess, musings I had from last episode in regards to, you know, what is the entire situation with this world, and why does Fitolia want to, you know, kill all the 4 heroes and whatnot. So, yeah, it's pretty much confirmed within this episode, right? So, the whole reason for this is that she wants all the heroes to work together, because if they don't, bad things are going to happen to this world. They're not going to be able to fight off the waves, and in order for them, if they don't work together, then she's just going to have to force it through by killing all the heroes, summoning another batch, and hoping this new batch does work together, right? So that's that part. And then, you know, the whole test trial thingy, I mean, that was fairly obvious as well. You could see what was going to happen from a mile away. Basically try to force out some hidden potential of Philo, view it as a trial of some sorts, and eventually she'll pass, and so she's now the successor to the Philolio Queen, right? Now, I wasn't actually expecting her to just declare Philo the successor right then and there, but I guess, you know, there's no use beating around the bush, right? That's pretty much what's going to happen. As well as in the end, it's also confirmed that her former owner, or her former master, was also the shield hero, the past shield hero, and that is why she has a special affinity for the shield hero right now, Fumi. So that was that. Fairly straightforward throughout. I guess there's 3 things I do want to talk about from this episode. One is when Fitolia was talking with Naofumi in regards to the choices that the heroes are going to have to face in the future, which also ties into why she wants the heroes to work together, right? So it's pretty interesting. She mentions the choice of whether you want to save the world or you want to save the people. Now, there's really not enough information to go around for this, right? But judging from, you know, past experience with other works and other animes, other light novels, I'm guessing you can go into one of 2 situations. For, I mean, there's 2 kinds of interpretations you can say, say from this, right? Now, the world in this context might be the current, how should I say it? The current systems, rules, hierarchies that are in place, right? How the nations are divided right now, the social status, so on and so forth. So when she's talking about saving the world versus saving the people, it could be that maybe all the people are safe, except that they live, it's now in a new world order, if you will, right? So all the nations that were already here, that are already set, everything that was already set, they've been destroyed, and so they will all start anew. With again, new nations, new laws, new rules, whole new life, right? It could mean that it could be in this kind of context, and that would also kind of make sense as to why some people would be not so, you know, not takes as kindly to these heroes, right? They might want to keep the status quo. They don't want to have this big change in regards to the political situation or the social situation or whatnot. So that is one interpretation. Now, another one, it's a little bit more far-fetched, but in this context of being an isekai, I guess it could work, and that is the world. So the current world they reside in will be destroyed, but all the people might be transferred into another world, right? And I say this because I keep thinking back to the waves, right? And how there's also, you know, beings of intelligent beings that are part of the waves and trying to invade this world. So there's obviously lots of different worlds as well. At least that's my interpretation of it. And so it could also be possible that this entire situation would be, okay, so all the people from this world would be saved, but this world would be destroyed, and they would all go to another world, maybe through reincarnation, maybe just through an isekai, right? And so they will live their new lives there on a new world. So right now I'm leaning more towards these 2 interpretations. Of course, there could be other things as well. This is just what I have on my mind right now. So we shall see. Although, in all honesty, it's probably not going to be depicted within this season. This seems to be something that's much further along the road. The second part I want to kind of talk about is, what is actually going to happen to Filo, right? So I talk about this because I want to talk about this because look at Fitolia, right? So she had a former master. She was a companion of a former shield hero. Well, that former shield hero is now non-existent, right? He's either dead or he went back to his world or yada yada yada. And yet Fitolia is still here, right? And even though she's losing her memories or whatnot, she is still trying to take care of this world, right? So what's going to happen to Filo in the future? Is she going to be fated to go through the same process, or judging from this, we can kind of infer also from the various clues and context that we have that probably this is a never-ending cycle, right? The never-ending cycle of heroes coming, defeating the waves, maybe making some important decision along the road, and then the whole thing resets and we start again, right? So think of, think of the Matrix, if you will, the Matrix trilogy and what happened over there. If you guys also watch. No, you guys should know the Matrix, right? Maybe it's some sort of that kind of situation where they're stuck in a never-ending loop, right? So, in order for this to actually have a happy end, which, since, I guess for a more meta discussion-wise, we always want them to, even though there's no particular reason why this particular variation of it is going to be more different than the other variations, but still, because they are the protagonists, if this is the series that we are watching right now, it makes sense for them to sort of break free from this never-ending cycle and then culminating into a happy ending, right? So just from this, I'm guessing that they're going to try to find a way to break this loop, and so I'm also guessing that probably Naofumi is not going to be doing things the same way as his predecessor did, right? So that's that. And finally, so again, this stuff, both the world versus people discussion, as well as this sort of inferred never-ending loop, this is probably not going to have any bearing within this season, I'm guessing, because this seems to be further along the road. It's more in the end game, if you will, of the series. Topical. But anyways, the third thing I want to kind of talk about is in regards to the last scene, right, where Itsuki and Ren were basically off, I guess, doing some investigations, and then they found that, oh, the weapons of the Cardinal Heroes are gone, and then they get obliterated by some sort of meteor magic, right? Now, first of all, of course, they're probably not dead. Well, I mean, I can say for a fact that they're not dead, right? It's fairly obvious there. But actually, to me, what's more interesting about this is the sort of magic spell or ability that's used to harm them, because this is eerily similar to the one that we see in the opening as well. So we can probably also infer, because Mine already knew what they were doing, it's probably the work of Mine as well as the Church of the Three Heroes, right? Something like that. And by the way, I've been wondering about this ever since I saw that part in the opening. With all the bunch of disciples or followers of the Three Heroes Church praying together, and then this huge fireball meteor, whatnot, heading down to Earth, just directly striking Naofumi and company. So the reason I'm very interested in this is because this is also a common trope in a lot of light novels. So this kind of, especially when it seems to be a bunch of people praying for that kind of ability, it's normally some kind of divination. Oh, I can't. Divination, or some kind of divine judgment, basically. So this kind of ability, right? It's also a common trope in these sort of fantasy works, especially ones with religion and ones where there are actual deities, right? So in this case, I'm wondering if this is a case of there actually being deities within this world, godlike beings, and so they are able to rain down judgment onto people based on their followers, right? To help out their followers. Now, of course, in this context, there's probably not only one deity, there's probably multiple deities, and so they might, I don't know, have some kind of power struggle or whatnot, so they're also fighting within themselves, and they have their respective champions on this earth, right? So that's one possibility. Another one could be that this is all a farce, and, you know, it's fake, right? Even though they're trying to seem like they're praying to a god to rain down divine judgment, it's actually some sort of magical ability and they're just putting on a show. So that is also possible. Now, the former to me would be much more interesting because I really do like this kind of setting where there are deity level beings in this world, but then they are also fighting amongst themselves as well, so they need proxies in the current world to also help them fight, right? It gives it a much grander scale, basically. It gives the story a much grander scale. Although, in the context of this anime, I would not be surprised if it was more the latter, and this was all a farce, and there's no god, and they're just putting on a show. So, that is that. So, I guess a few things to take away from this episode that I do feel is kind of interesting. Other than that, I think that's about it. Like I said, the other stuff is fairly straightforward. So, anyways, hopefully by next week they can get on the road again, and, you know, I'm still waiting for them to actually meet Milty's mom and meet the queen, and to maybe get a little bit more explanation about the entire state of being. Although this detour with Fitolia has already given us a lot of other information and a lot of context, which I do appreciate. So that's been episode 17 of Shield Hero. This has been Mavry from Musings with Mavry. Again, do remember to check out the the special RPG game that's based on Shield Hero. I will link it up there, down there. So I hope you guys can have fun with it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.